TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take my video down. This is all biblical, what is going on, and I can literally show you how it's all biblical. Please stick around 2 times if you need to, but this is information y'all need to know so you guys actually get saved, so you guys don't get stuck in Babylon, and so that you can see what's really going on here. Alligator Alcatraz, set to open in 2 days. As we know now, it is officially established. You can go and see how it's already officially open now, and how Trump's already visited. Alligator Alcatraz opens with Trump in attendance. Trump brushes off past rivalry with DeSantis at opening of Florida's Alligator Alcatraz. Like how on the CNN when they say built on a remote airstrip surrounded by swamp and predators. You don't say. But we're about to get into something way deeper than that. Just like God uses everything in words to create, He tells us how much power there are in words and to be slow to speak. So does the devil, who wants to be just like the Most High. So for every word we use, we look up the word origins and see where they go back to. And you'll see how this is all biblical. You'll see how this is all fallen angels doing their evil works. Like it since the beginning of time. There's nothing new under the sun. It's the same rinse and repeat. Alcatraz name originates from the Spanish word Alcatrazes, which was used to describe the pelicans that were abundant on the island when the Spanish explorers first arrived. Specifically, Spanish explorer Lieutenant Juan Manuel de Ayala, while mapping San Francisco Bay in 1775, named the island Isla de los Alcatrazes. Over time, the name was anglicized to Alcatraz. While often translated as pelican, Alcatraz in archaic Spanish could also refer to other seabirds like gannets. So, island of pelicans, right? The name pelican comes from the Greek word pelikis, meaning axe, likely due to the bird's long, sharp-edged beak resembling an axe. This beak is a distinctive feature of pelicans, which are large water birds known for their throat punches used for scooping fish. More detailed breakdown is right here. Ancient Greek roots. The name pelican can be traced back to the ancient Greek word pelikis, which translates to axe. Beak resemblance, as we said, is thought to have been reminded people of an axe, leading to the name. The word evolved through Latin pelicanus before becoming pelican in English. The name gannet for a seabird originates from the Old English word ganot, which also means strong or masculine. This word related to the Old Germanic word for gander. Over time, the name became associated with birds' behavior, particularly its habit of swallowing fish whole, leading to the word gannet also being used to describe someone who is gluttonous or greedy, according to some etymology sites. The name gannet is derived from the Old English word ganot, which signified a strong or masculine individual, as we just read. The Old English ganot is related to the Proto-Germanic ganatus, which is also the root of gander. The word pelikis, where pelicans comes from, is an ancient Greek term for a double-headed axe. It originates from ancient Greek. It's considered a cognate with the Sanskrit, Mesopotamian language, word parasu, meaning axe, suggesting a possible link back to the Proto-Indo-European root pelikas. However, some scholars like Beeks propose a pre-Greek origin for the word. The term can be compared to the German word Baal, axe, and the Hungarian Turkish word balta, axe. Ball, Baal, it's kind of weird names. Pelikis, often synonymous with the term labris, was a significant symbol in ancient Greece and other cultures. It was used for both practical purposes like felling trees or as a battle axe, and ceremonial religious purposes, especially in relation to the worship of the mother goddess. The labris pelikis associated with the labyrinth and believed by some to be the basis for the word labyrinth, meaning house of the double axe. In Greek mythology, the labris is sometimes depicted as a double axe used by Zeus to invoke storms. The labris is a double-headed axe, holds significance in various contexts, including Minoan religion, LGBTQ symbolism, and gaming. And Minoan culture was associated with the goddesses and the religious rituals. Later, it became a symbol of lesbian pride and empowerment, particularly in the 1970s. Additionally, Labris is the name of a multiplayer horror game and technology company. The Labris was a sacred symbol of Minoan culture on Crete, appearing in religious contexts and associated with goddesses. It was a double-bitted axe, a tool used for various purposes, including woodworking and potentially for ritualistic practices. The term labyrinth is thought to be derived from Labris, possibly referring to the palace of Knossos, which may have been associated with the double-headed axe. Another context is Labris Technology, a company that provides workforce management solutions, Labris Bacterium, a genus of bacteria, and Labris, a religious community, a Hellenic polytheistic religious community that practices and promotes Greek traditions. This is the symbol of the labyrinth. Labyrinth, according to Plutarch, the Lydian word for the double-bitted axe in Greek, was called that word, the plural of labyrinth and labres, or labrius. Now this is what's crazy about this. The biblical side of all of this, the persecution with this whole thing, right here for Alcatraz. In Revelation 20, chapter 20, verse 4, the Greek word pelekizo is used in reference to those who were beheaded because of their testimony about Jesus and because of the Word of God. This verse describes those who refuse to worship the beast or receive its mark, facing execution for their faith, and are shown to have come to life and reigned with Christ. The use of beheading as a form of execution was known in ancient world, especially by the Romans. During this time, the New Testament was written. Historically, the labyrinth or the pelekes, the double-headed axe, had significant religious and symbolic meaning in ancient cultures, particularly in the Minoan civilization. It is linked to the worship of the Mother Earth or great goddess. It's also associated with Zeus, the Greek thunder god used to invoke storms. The word labyrinth is thought to be derived from the word labyrinth, potentially meaning the house of the double egg. In summary, while pelekes itself isn't a direct word in the English Bible, the associated Greek word pelekizo highlights the harsh realities faced by some early Christians who were beheaded for their faith, illustrating their unwavering commitment to Christ even in the face of death. The historical context of the word labyrinth and pelekes as a symbol of power and sacrifice further underscores the significance of this act within the narrative of Revelation. This is redundant, so you can just pause and read this again if you want. I looked up if double axe was ever mentioned in the Bible because I personally haven't seen it. But it says, well, not found in biblical text. It's interesting to note that the Revelation chapter 1 verse 16, chapter 2 verse 12, and chapter 19 verse 15, a double-edged sword is mentioned. Abraham publications suggest that it's the term that in the context of the Thracian Odrysian kingdom, whose emblem was the labyrinth, might refer to their double-headed axe or labyrinth. It is important to remember that this is an interpretive possibility and that the labyrinth itself doesn't appear as a symbol within the direct narrative of the Bible. I don't see how this misses at all. The Greek word pelekes, meaning axe or two-edged hatchet, a double-headed axe, appears in the New Testament of the form in the perfect passive participle form, pepelkismenoi, however you say that. In Revelations 20 verse 4, it's used to describe those who have been beheaded for their testimony of Jesus and for the Word of God. This verse, Revelations 20 verse 4, describes a vision of those who were beheaded for their testimony of Jesus and for the Word of God. It highlights the brutal nature of beheading as a form of execution, often used in Greco-Roman world, and emphasizes the cost of discipleship and loyalty to Jesus, even unto death. The passage also offers hope by portraying these martyrs as victorious believers who will reign with Christ. Historically, beheading was a common execution method used for figures like John the Baptist, traditionally, and also Apostle Paul. And then I looked up the word pelican in Hebrew. The Bible has the word as kath, and it's often translated as pelican, though it is sometimes also translated as cormorant, especially in the King James Version. The Septuagint and the Vulgate versions of the Bible also identify kath with the pelican. The pelican is listed as an unclean bird in Leviticus 11:18 and Deuteronomy 14:17. The same Hebrew word kath is translated as both pelican and cormorant in the different Bible versions. The pelican has a symbolic meaning in Christian art representation of Christ's sacrifice, as it's believed the bird fed its young with its own blood by wounding itself. This is known as the pelican in her piety. The pelican is described as a bird of solitude found in desolate places, which is why it's associated with ruins. And the pelican is described as a bird of solitude found in desolated places, which is why it's associated with ruins and desolation in passages like Isaiah chapter 34 verse 11 and Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 14. Ancient Egypt mythology, the goddess Henet, sometimes also referred to as Hinat, was depicted as a pelican or with the head of a pelican. She was associated with protection of the king, safe passage in the underworld, and was also called the mother of the king in some texts. Like the mother goddess like we had earlier. Henet was a protective figure, particularly in the context of death and the afterlife. The pelican in Egyptian symbolism was associated with afterlife and the journey from one world to the next. Henet is mentioned in the pyramid texts, which are ancient Egyptian funerary texts. Mother of the King. This title further emphasizes her role as a protector and divine figure associated with the royal family. The royal family. Also in Mesopotamia, the goddess Nanshi was associated with the pelican. Pause and read because I'm running out of time. And look at these. Look at these pelicans with her. This is all worship for these fallen angels, bro.